So, Nicolas.
Andrea.
You are here for your second time.
I'm here for the second time, that's true, in Yash.
Only in Yash, but a DevExperience.
True.
Why?
Why not? No, I mean, it's a super nice conference. I met Liviu at another conference. He was kind enough to invite me there, and it's not a big conference. It's very small and very relaxed, and people can connect together. It's exactly what I like.
It's very, very small. It's not such small. I mean,
Okay, yeah, okay. Define smaller. Yeah, but okay, but you might understand that last year I was in Java 1. There were like 15,000 people.
Okay.
So yeah, small and big are relative. Yeah. No, for me it's the right size. So you can mingle with people. You can.
Yeah, that's the point, because we want you to mingle a lot and to know a lot of funny people like you. Because I think we have got to give you some award for the funniest guy around,
Works for me, but when I'm on stage, I'm very serious, and I teach at university, and you cannot tell me that I'm funny, because otherwise all my students will lose respect for me.
Okay.
So I must look very, very serious.
Come on, students love funny guys, funny teachers, right? I mean, I've been to university.
Okay.
I was a professor too, so I know that they love, the teachers to be funny and all that.
Yeah, but I must pretend to be serious and do like tongue-in-cheek jokes.
Okay, I see, I understand.
What do you teach?
I teach like Java EE and advanced Java stuff. Like advanced for them is generics, streams, collections, because I found out that junior developers basically don't know so much about collection. That's what Diego told. They know the principles, but they don't know how to apply it. Like they would probably try to create their own hash map and stuff because they know how to do it, but they don't use the libraries and the tools that the platform. I myself, I'm guilty of that. Like when I was super young, I tried to implement a set myself, like a list without any duplicates. So I tried to do it by myself, and someone pointed out to me, there is this set contract. Yes, okay, let's do it. And I believe that the more you know about the platform that you are using, the better it is, because you see a lot of stuff on the internet, like learn this language in 21 days. Okay, yes, you can learn the syntax of any language in a couple of days, but that's not what will make you a good developer. A good developer will know the tools he has in his ecosystem. Like if you know Java, you probably want to know a lot of the APIs in the GDK and plus a lot of libraries around, and same with Python, Ruby, or whatever. I mean, I can read or even write by using Google some Ruby code, but I don't know nothing about the libraries that are available, and that makes me not a Ruby developer. I mean, I will never pretend I'm a Ruby developer.
You're a teacher and also a speaker, and you're a very good professional. So
Thanks.
What is your advice for juniors who want to become you?
Don't.
As you.
Don't become me. And I don't want no. I think it all boils down to passionate. If you are passionate, for you it's not a job, it's just fun, so you invest time in it, and I don't think that can be an advice. Either you are passionate or you're not passionate. I mean, I know not passionate developers who are reliable, and I liked working with them. And also I know passionate developers who I disagreed with, and we had argues and stuff. But it's not bad to disagree. And if you provide logical arguments, and it's okay also, we can agree to disagree. But if you want to get better at one stuff, it must not be work. It must not be something that is enforced on you. You do it because it's fun. I mean, I hope it might not be recorded, but sometimes I think that I would code even if I was not paid to do it, because it's really fun. By the way, I code on my side project and I'm not paid to do it. I write blog posts and just because I like to learn and it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Last time we talked, you were very much into Kotlin, still last year. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see
This is the official Kotlin Night T-shirt. I was in Kiev like a few weeks. Yes. I'm still convinced this is the right.
Community right now after another year, because I really don't know. I'm a color guy.
Yeah, sorry for that. So the community is still growing. Now they are organizing like events. There is now official Kotlin user groups all around the world. On the Kotlin page, they reference every talk people make. No, it's really great. And they created a Slack group, so with different channels, so you can have like a Spring Slack, for example, dedicated for how to use Kotlin on Spring, this kind of stuff, and it works pretty well.
So within the community, do you work with something cool right now?
You mean within the Kotlin community? No, I'm just on the Slack trying to answer a few questions that are simple enough for me to understand, and so I know the answer from. But otherwise, no, I'm not doing something. I was thinking about perhaps opening a Kotlin user group in Geneva, but I don't want to do it by myself because it's a lot of work, and so I'm.
So you think Kotlin is going into the right direction?
Yes. I mean, definitely. I mean, you should really try it and see how well it fits you. If you might be an Android guy, and that's how I started Kotlin. I was trying to teach myself Android, and I thought, wow, the API is super low level. It's really crappy. I don't want like to have a method with like 7 parameters and pass null in 6 of them. It's really crazy. How can I do that? And then I discovered Kotlin, and it really eased my life. Now I stopped doing Android. I kept Kotlin. I use Kotlin with Spring Boot. It works. It's a very, very good pair.
Yeah. Last time you were here, you were talking about the dark side of microservices. I've seen that you somehow, I didn't yet had the chance to listen to your new subject, but you just moved from microservices and high-level architecture to testing.
Yes, I have many different kind of tests.
I know.
The microservices talk was because everywhere, at every conference, on every blog post, on everything, there was, hey, you should use microservices, which is basically just crap. You don't move to microservice because it's hype. You don't move to microservices because you want to have that on your resume. There is only one single reason you should move to microservice. It's because your development team doesn't scale. That's the only reason. So it's not a technical reason. It's an organizational reason. And many people, they completely forget about that. They want the tech stuff. And there is a huge step. I mean, there are many steps to go if you have like a monolith and you want to go to microservice. So, and mutation testing, which I will talk in this, is the same. Like, hey, let's do test and let's have code coverage and let's measure it, and because it will be our best metric to follow whether our software is well tested or not. And that's just crap. So I'm trying to every time when I see something that is completely wrong, I try to bring logical arguments that this is wrong, guys, and you shouldn't do it because of this reason. If you do something, there might be another solution. That's funny how, I mean, we developers are supposed to be engineers, like creator of logic, and most of the case is just crap, bullshit, and blah, 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 and like herd mentality. Hey, someone did that, so everybody does that. Like, hey, Google has monorepo, so we all should have monorepos. But guys, you are not Google. Stop that crap. And they use Gradle. How Gradle is great. No, Gradle is just a pile of shit, but everybody wants to do it. Why?
Because of the alternative. So maybe it's even bigger pile of shit, or SBT, it's again a pile of shit. So yeah, you just choose whatever.
There is one reason to use Maven. One single reason. It's not the best tool in the world. There are many disadvantages of using it, but there is one reason. The reason is that if you want to do something differently in Maven, it's hard, and it should be hard. And Gradle makes it easy. And you know what? That's what I am old enough to remember using Ant a lot. And when you came to a new customer, you came to a new project, you look at the bit file, and the bit file you had to understand, and it took you 1 or 2 days to completely understand every task of the build file. With a Maven project, you look at the plugin, you look how they are configured, you understand very quickly how it's configured. You look at a Gradle project, it's a mess again. Because everybody says, oh no, I am this special snowflake, I want to do this my way, because my way is the best way. Yeah, everybody's way is the best way. So they want to customize everything. And shit, it goes back to that shit again that I have to understand, like in 1 or 2 days a build file. And Maven in POM is very easy. There is no code, there is only configuration. And that's the problem.
You do have the plugins which they help if you don't know what the plugin does or if it's not.
But it's like everything. Now you have tools and you take the tools. But if I want to use a car, I don't want to be able to say, hey, now I want this car to drive this way. Hey, let's open the stuff and do my own thing. And yeah, okay. But then it's your car and nobody can use it anymore or it takes time. Because it's so easy, you know, I've seen it. Like some years ago, I wrote a blog post about, stop the fuck about Gradle. And I received a lot of negative comments from the Gradle community, of course, because especially the guy who was behind the product. I mean, I was attacking his baby. And he told me, you cannot talk about Gradle until you use it. Guess what? I had to use it. And I still think the same. Because the design, the thing that flexibility is good, is an intrinsic value of the build file. In my point, in 99% of the cases, it's wrong. So I understand that in some cases, like you want to compile for different versions of Java. Yeah, that's something that Maven, it's very hard to make with Maven. I completely agree. So like products like Spring, frameworks like Spring, have a value to use Gradle. But your Spring project has zero value to use Gradle. It's just because it's hype, you want to use it. So I want to break this kind of myth that, because something is hype or something is trendy, you should use it. Kotlin is trendy, but for the reasons I can explain, then I want to use it as well. But it's, again, mono repos, Gradle, microservices, stop the herd mentality. Just reason whether it makes sense for you in your context or not. I know you see I'm very passionate.
I know. I'm looking at you, you know, I can listen to you for hours.
Oh no.
But we can't do that.
Don't do that, please.
We can't do that. Please tell us what do you like most about DevExperience? Because you're on the second time here and maybe we can call you next year too.
The friendly crew. How well I'm cared for.
I'm glad. What message do you have for the other speakers for DevExperience 2019?
Come to Yash.
Okay, so maybe see you next year?
I will be happy to if I have time.
Okay, we'll wait for you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Come on.